Hello teacher, my name is Trần Thiên Ân. Today I will make a presentation about the differences uh, between US and UK in terms of government and education system. First, differences between US and the British political system. The primary difference is the form of government as opposed to a parliamentary system of democracy. The US has a presidential democracy form of government. The president is elected directly by the general public, while the Congress is elected in separate elections. This keeps the separations of powers. The legislative power is held by the Congress, while the executive powers are with the president. The US president specifies the names of his Vice Secretary of State and orders aides before the elections. These appointments cannot be the elected congressman. No member of government is allowed to be a member of the Senate, a concept supporting separation of powers, while in the UK the minister has to be a member of Parliament. The elected US president makes a few thousand political appointments, while in UK Prime Minister appoints his cabinet of several ministers from the Parliament. The US has a written constitution, while Britain has no written formal constitution. Rather, it is in form of constitutional conventions and small statutes. The transition of power from the previous to the new president in the US takes more than 3 months, while in the UK the previous Prime Minister evacuates the 10 Downing Street within hours after losing the elections. Unlike Britain, where the Prime Minister and his cabinet are answerable to the Parliament, the US President is not questionable by the Senate. However, any new law or regulation signed by the President has to be passed through the Senate. UK Parliament may pass vote of no confidence to dissolve the government. US Congress cannot do so. Next, I will list 3 fascinating differences between UK and US school system. US and UK are leading the world in quality of education. They have a strong history that has shaped the two systems, enabling them to appear similar and also differ from aspects. Hire experts to do your homework fast and guarantee the best performance. The British system of education is unique, and so is the American system. These differences can be seen from early childhood education all the way to college, and even postgraduate education. Here are notable differences between the education system in the UK and that used in the US. First, British school requires students to wear uniforms. UK schools can be identified easily because their students will be in uniform. It is a departure from tradition in many other jurisdictions around the world. Individual schools may choose the design or color, but the uniform is mandatory for schools in the UK. The US is different because students go to school in any attire that pleases them. You will rarely see blazers or ties in US schools. This has given the impressions of a free system of learning. These colleges are gaining traction around the world. Second, UK schools are not big on buses. Students in the UK rely on public transport to get to school and back home. This tradition is the source of the school run craze, an hour where public transport witnesses congestion. Commuters try to avoid this hour because students are all over buses and public transport. US schools want their children to travel in comfort and be dropped at their doorsteps. Teachers and staff of the school also enjoy the ride. It is an easier and more convenient arrangement for students in US. The last thing about school years. A British student goes through primary, secondary, and then college. Years 5 to 10 are meant for primary school, while years 10 to 18 are reserved for secondary scholars. In fact, the British system of education had made it compulsory for students to attend school until the age of 16. The American system of education is different because a teen will have gone through 3 stages of learning. They have a middle school. Their years are also labeled in grades. British and US schools differ in the freedom that a teacher is accorded during teaching. The British system is strict, while a teacher in the US has greater freedom to tweak the content. Thank you, teacher.